Hey, how are y'all today? So this is our Bible study series. Today we are going to study 2 Chronicles 17. Ready? Here we go. Jehoshaphat, his son, succeeded him as king and strengthened him against Israel. He stationed troops in all the fortified cities of Judah and put garrisons in Judah and in the towns of Ephraim that his father Asa had captured. The Lord was with Jehoshaphat because he followed the ways of his father David before him. He did not consult the Baals, but sought the God of his father and followed his commands rather than the practices of Israel. Remember, he's in Judah, the south part, and Israel is the north part, and they worship the Baals and the other gods with a little g, where he is in Judah and they are worshiping God with a big G. The Lord established the kingdom under his control, and all Judah brought gifts to Jehoshaphat so that he had great wealth and honor. His heart was devoted to the ways of the Lord. Furthermore, he removed the high places and the Asherah poles from Judah. In the 3rd year of his reign, he sent his officials Ben-Hel, Obadiah, Zechariah, Nathanael, Micaiah to teach in the towns of Judah. With them were certain Levites, Shemaiah, Nethaniah, Zebediah, Asahel, Shemiramoth, Jehonathan, Adonijah, Tobijah, Tob, Adonijah, and the priests Elishama and Jehoram. They taught throughout Judah, taking with them the book of the law of the Lord. They went around to all the towns of Judah and taught the people. The fear of the Lord fell on all of the kingdoms of the lands surrounding Judah, so that they did not go to war against Jehoshaphat. Some Philistines brought Jehoshaphat gifts and silver as tribute, and the Arabs brought him flocks, 7,700 rams and 7,700 goats. Jehoshaphat became more and more powerful. He built forts and store cities in Judah and had large supplies in the towns of Judah. He also kept experienced fighting men in Jerusalem. Their enrollment by families was as follows. From Judah, commanders of units of 1,000, Adnah, the commander with 300,000 fighting men. Next, Jehohanan, the commander of 280,000. Next, Amasiah, son of Zichri, who volunteered himself for the service of the Lord with 200,000. From Benjamin, Eliada, a valiant soldier with 200,000 men armed with bows and shields. Next, Jehoiazabad with 180,000 men armed for battle. These were the men who served the king, besides those he stationed in the fortified cities throughout Judah. Alright, so I think the biggest thing that we can take away from Chronicles is, if you honor God, he will honor you. He will work with you. He will work for you. But on the other hand, if you dishonor God, he will judge you and leave you to flounder on your own. First of all, the name Jehoshaphat means God judges. Second, Jehoshaphat co-ruled with his father Asa for 3 years. Remember, Asa had gotten very ill in the last chapter. During this time, Jehoshaphat became co-king. Third, we are going to park on Jehoshaphat for a while, like the next 3 weeks or so. Jehoshaphat was a difference maker. But for now, let's look at chapter 17. We see that Jehoshaphat sought God's direction. He didn't care what those other little g gods said he should do, meaning he didn't care what the people said. He did what was right in the eyes of God with a big G. Jehoshaphat was devoted to teach the law of the Lord to all. He sent his officials out to do this. Y'all, wouldn't this be awesome if we did this? We do send missionaries. But I'm talking about if we could send people into schools and into neighborhoods on a weekly basis right here in America to teach the Bible. I still am floored when I think that there are people out there that have never touched a Bible. It's just amazing to me. And they live right here in our town and in your town, not some third world country. Where I live is the Bible Belt, and this is happening right here. I'm absolutely floored by that. In fact, former Secretary of Education William Bennett once said, "We have become the kind of society that civilized countries used to send missionaries to." That says a lot right there, y'all. Jehoshaphat also devoted himself to the Lord. What does that mean? Daily, he looked at his life and removed things that were not pleasing to God. Daily. We should do that too. Daily. Did I say daily? Yes, because that's how fast we can allow things to penetrate into our lives. Last time I'm going to say it, daily. And even though he was at peace with Israel, he still fortified his cities. He built walls, y'all. He wasn't lazy. Sometimes the best offense is a good defense. Jehoshaphat was not a perfect man, but he sought after God and encouraged his people to do the same. Here's a little preview. In this chapter, we're learning about the prep work for the revival that's coming. I don't know about you, but after all the bad, I'm looking forward to a little revival. The end.